Right now, there's one Gibson release that all collectors seem to be obsessed with. With tiny production numbers, dealer select finishes, Murphy Lab aging, and Beauty of the Burst inspired tops, in the UK that's almost impossible to find. Some of these models didn't even make it onto the dealer's website before being sold out. But here's the real question. Is this actually one of Gibson's best modern releases, or are people just playing into the hype? In today's episode, we're gonna find out, so let's get straight to it. So first off, what is the Greatest Hits series from Gibson? They were conceived by the Gibson made-to-measure team, led by Dustin Wainscott, and they were distributed through select high-end dealers like Wildwood and Interstellar. The basic idea was to take a Gibson custom shop guitar and combine it with what-if concepts. That meant rare finishes, cool hardware, and unorthodox design. So you have all the vintage charm and playability mixed with this artistic modern view of a Les Paul. Of course, this series isn't just exclusive to Les Pauls. You've got SGs, 335s, all sorts of models in this range. Here are some of our favorites. The first one is the Blue Widow SG Custom. This thing looks incredible. We also have a few Bigsby equipped reissues which look really cool. I'm not sure how they would play though. There was also some very nice Beauty of the Burst inspired Les Paul. These just look incredible. And finally, they had a few racing colors, which is kind of like a metallic color. We had British Racing Green and Racing Red, which looks incredible on a Gibson guitar. As a Gibson fanboy, I am all for this series, and I think a lot of people will also think the same. Of course, here at Squealing Pig Guitars, we love the concept of off-menu guitars, and I'm sure lots of you guys love these guitars as well. It's something unique, it's something that's going to add more value over time, and although these guitars are extremely expensive, they will definitely retain, if not grow in value over the years. It makes it special, it makes it unique to you, and I completely love this concept. I normally associate collectors with being vintage spec lovers. They love, that tradition. They love 59 Les Pauls and sunburst finishes. But with this particular series, the strange thing is, the more unusual the guitar is, the more the collectors seem to want them. So it just goes to show there's incredible demand for these made-to-measure crazy Gibson guitars. But I have to say, the one that we bought might just be the coolest of the bunch. So let's go and check it out. This is the Gibson Greatest Hits Custom Shop Les Paul. So just take a look at that. Have you ever seen a Gibson Les Paul this beautiful? I know personally I haven't, and the Murphy Lab aging takes it over the edge. This guitar comes in at £7,399, one of the most expensive Gibson Custom Shop Les Pauls you can buy. But the real question is, how hard were they to source? These Greatest Hits guitars are so hard to get in the UK. I know Peach Guitars here in the UK only got 5 in total, and I think there was only 21 made in this ocean magenta across the range. So let's break down the specs. First off, we need to talk about this gorgeous ocean magenta finish. It's kind of like a blue burst, but it's got a little bit of purple and green in it, and it just looks truly stunning. I've never seen it on a 59 standard before. This really is a what-if Les Paul. So starting off, we've got a one-piece mahogany body with that gorgeous magenta finish on the back. We've got a 2-piece flamed maple top. This is a hand-selected top, and you can tell that this is some of the best maple that Gibson have to offer. It looks like a PRS top, it's that good. We have vintage accurate specs like an aluminium stop tailpiece and an ABR1 bridge, and we also have custom Bucker unpotted pickups. But on the bottom here, we have some lovely, quirky, colourful knobs. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the NAMM 55 limited edition that they did with the coloured knobs. I think it looks awesome. Let me know what you think down below. They really did pick the best wood for this series, and that's reflected in the weight. This only weighs 8 pounds 6 ounces. Moving on to the neck carve, we've got a classic 59 profile, but I would say it's just a little bit slimmer than a classic 59. They've definitely gone for a bit more of a slim taper on this one. Although it's still rounded, it is quite slim. That blue burst goes all the way onto the neck, which looks incredible. We've got the aged tuners. This is a Murphy Lab light aging, so you only have a little bit of lacquer checking on this one with a few dents here and there, but it's just such a lovely juxtaposition with this modern blue finish. What I love about this series is that it's trying to create a Les Paul that never existed. Obviously, it is a vintage correct 59 Les Paul, but in such a crazy finish with crazy knobs. I'm all behind this, and I think this is what a made-to-measure guitar should be. I'm just so excited about this model, it's so cool. So guitarists, welcome to the tone demonstration of this beautiful Gibson Les Paul. For today's episode, I'm plugged into the Mesa Boogie Mark V amplifier, and to start off, I'm just going to show you the clean tones from neck to bridge. Let's just play a simple chord on each position. Middle. Bridge. That neck pickup is so warm, it sounds incredible, and that bridge pickup is so pokey, I love it. Bridge. Wow, that is such a lovely tone. Wow, that's really emotional. I love that tone. The bridge pickup is such a contrast to the neck. The neck is nice and warm, like a kind of comfort blanket, and that bridge pickup is like whiskey straight to the face. It's so in your face, but I love that dissonance between the two. Let's see what it sounds like in the middle. So it's safe to say this guitar has some beautiful clean tones. I'm just using a compressor going into the Mesa Boogie Mark V, and then it's the cloudburst in the loop that you're hearing with all the reverb. But so far, it's a very comfortable guitar to play, got a very nice neck to it. Yeah, nothing to complain about. I love the kind of contrast between the pickups though. You don't normally get that on Les Pauls. Normally, if you get a warm neck pickup, it's normally a bit flubby, but this still has definition, but it's like a comfort blanket, as I say. You can still hear all the notes, but it's just that little bit more warmth that you want for fingerstyle arrangements. It sounds great. Now let's go to channel 2 and hear the crunch tones. So going straight into that second channel, let's hear it. That bridge pickup is so good. It's got the perfect mid-range for a Les Paul. If I turn down that cloudburst and put on like a spring reverb, you can get a classic Led Zeppelin tone. Such a good tone. I could play that all day, so I'm going to stop now because otherwise I'm going to play forever. But the bridge pickup for me has that perfect tone. If you add like a mid-range boost to it, you're going to be able to get all them slashy tones. You know, and on the neck pickup, you're definitely going to be able to get that Anastasia intro. What's great about that neck pickup, on the clean tone it was really warm, and as I said, like a comfort blanket is the metaphor I used. On the overdrive channel though, it still has a lot of clarity, as you can hear. I always hate it in demos when people refer to guitar tone as woody, but if there was a tone that was woody, it would be this one. I feel like it's a very organic overdrive. It feels like it's really coming from the instrument, and the resonance from the body and the way that the guitar has been built. It just feels like all of that is going into the tone. There's nothing left behind. Everything is resonating. plays guitar all day long. It's such a beast, but we need to move on with this video. So let's go to the gig test. So guitarists, now it's time for the gig test, my favorite part of these Squealing Pig Guitars videos. If you're not familiar with our channel, basically take the Mesa Boogie Mark V amplifier and put it up to half volume on the 3rd channel. This is to test the feedback, the overall playability, and really determine whether it's ready for a gig or not. So let's get the amplifier on. So let's turn it on. Wow, that's a lot of hiss. Let's turn up the volume and see how much feedback we have. It's not unpleasant, obviously it is loud feedback, but it's very controlled. These pickups are dealing with it nicely. Now let's play some riffs. Fuck me, that sound, oh, I've knocked the lead up, but that sounds incredible. It's got such a nice lead tone. When I hit that bend, it's just so creamy. Just has so much soul to it. So good. Let's play quickly with the wah pedal. This is so good. Has to be one of the most killer sounding Les Pauls I've ever plugged into this amplifier. But there's the gig test, guys. Let's move on. 2, 3, 4. now I understand why everyone wants one of these guitars. So now that I've fully experienced this guitar, I've played it, I've had the opportunity to stand up with it, play it with a backing track, I've got to say, it honestly is one of the best Les Pauls I've plugged in. Not just visually, but also with the response, the feel, and the inspiration to musicality that it gave me. As I described in the tone demonstration, I do really think this has a woody tone. And, as I mentioned, I kind of hate it when people use that terminology because it seems a little bit metaphorical, a little bit lackluster. It doesn't really seem to have much definition. But what I mean by that is that you can literally hear the wood or the resonance of the guitar going through the amplifier. I don't know what the whines are on these pickups, but they sound different to custom buckers I've played before. The neck has a beautiful warmth that feels like a comfort blanket, and in the bridge it's got that nasally mid-range, Oasis, Led Zeppelin, whatever iconic Les Paul tone you want, you've got it in this bridge pickup thanks to this tone control. That aside as well, the whole package is to die for. These guitars not only smell amazing, but they look amazing, and the attention to detail that Gibson are putting into their guitars now is second to none. Yes, all this kind of flashy finishes and flashy flame tops may draw the attention away from the instrument itself. It might feel like Gibson are showcasing their prowess in craftsmanship rather than building an incredible instrument. But it's important to note that this guitar is also an incredible player, and that's why people should buy these instruments, not just for collector's value or investment. These are instruments, and these are some of the best instruments you can buy. So I'd highly recommend trying one of these guitars, whether that's just a standard R9 or one of these greatest hits R9s. The Murphy Lab stuff that they're bringing out now is absolutely sensational. Of course, the ocean magenta finish just puts it over the edge. This has to be one of my favorite guitars I've reviewed this year. This is incredible. But that is the end of this Squealing Pig Guitars video. I really hope you've enjoyed this one today. I really hope my enjoyment and passion has come through the camera today. I've really enjoyed picking this up. I'm very grateful I got to play it. I've got a feeling it'll probably sell as soon as this video goes up, as let's be honest, you don't see a Gibson like this every day. But as always, guys, make sure to leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed. Comment your thoughts down below about this greatest hits Les Paul, and make sure to hit the hype points button. It really helps us out. And if you're new to Squealing Pig Guitars, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we could definitely do with your help. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. But that is it from me today here at Squealing Pig Guitars. My name is Ben Keightley, and I'll see you shortly for another video. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.